En passant, this is part 3 of learning Rust with Copilot. I totally forgot in part 2 to explain that I don't know Rust, and I'm here to learn Rust, and I'm here to teach Rust. I totally forgot last time in part 2 to review what the AI gives us and read it and understand it. So I'm gonna focus on doing that now in part 3. I'm not gonna go back and read part 2 because that would be silly. But if you recall from part 2, which I know you watched at 0.75x speed with full attention, I know you watched it, so I know that you know that where we left off is we've got pawns and rooks moving, but the rooks have this tendency to teleport, just plow right through pieces, which they can't do. Only knights can do that. Well, let's see if we can fix that issue. Let's ask the AI to fix this. The rook is currently jumping over pieces. Rooks are not allowed to do that. Please fix the code. Please. Okay, now we're supposed to learn Rust or whatever. I mean, it's like, the thing is, you don't really need to know programming languages anymore. You just need to know, if you understand the general fundamentals of programming, like memory management, don't leak memory, standard in, standard out, all the stuff that's just common, hash tables, binary trees. It doesn't really matter what the syntax is at the end of the day. These days, when you have something like Copilot at your disposal, you can just kind of telepathically program. You just tell the AI, what you want to do, using your knowledge about how programming languages and computers work. But you don't need to fuss over the syntax. You don't really need to know the syntax. But do you want to learn Rust? Do you just want to watch me code like Bob Ross? That could be nice. Oh, this is weird. It's like for each column on the board. And if it's not the column we're currently in. This is weird. I don't really understand. Yeah. Let's see if we can get this to write some code we can read. Right? Let's just delete the rook's move code. Okay. Then implement finding the rook's possible moves. Use one outer loop through the 4 cardinal directions. You will need to define an array containing the cardinal directions and one inner loop that walks in that direction until hitting a piece of the same color, in which case that is not a valid move, and end the inner loop. I'm doing all the work for you. I'm doing the fun part, thinking about the algorithm. But then the less fun part is writing the syntax. So we're actually kind of doing the fun part, the brain teaser, and just describing the solution. We don't have to come up with the syntax. Or if you hit a piece of the other color, that is a valid move. And also stop walking. Enter. Okay. At a glance, looks like it did what I asked. I'll just accept, so this is easier to read. Awesome. Directions, these are the directions for direction in directions.iter. Rust has iter. Good to know, because I don't need to know Rust because AI writes it for me. Row and column. While row greater than or equal to 0, that's like, it's just checking if you're off, if you're out of bounds. That's fine, that's fine. If let some piece equals, so if there's a piece and we're like formally declaring with let some piece, some, I don't really remember, or perhaps I never knew what some is exactly. I guess it's like some kind of some piece. I mean, some piece. Like, yeah, it's a thing that it just, what the heck is some? What does some do in Rust? The sum variant specifically represents the presence of a value. It is used to wrap a value and indicate that it is not empty or null. Sum? I don't understand why you need sum. Okay, well, I think here, like, this whole thing, you know, if let some piece equal, if let some, wow, so you've got some piece on the left-hand side of this let assignment. Some piece. If let some piece. So, I mean, I think this is saying we're not going to get a none. We're not going to get a null here. We're only going to do this if we have an actual piece. So if it's, I guess if you didn't have the sum there, then piece would just take whatever's at this location in the board grid. Yeah, and then it could be none. Would we get like a compile error? We do have a compile error. Or build error. Right, so having some there enforces that indeed this is not none. In fact, it is an actual piece. And it's looking like the rooks, I mean, I haven't seen a rook do anything naughty, but they're also not moving a whole lot. Two of them moved. Can they move in different directions? Oh, there it goes. Kind of looks like the rooks, you know, are doing what they supposed to. Not, you know, entirely clear that this is a correct implementation, but I mean, we don't see the rook. It's not teleporting over things. It's not taking its own piece. It's also not taking the other side's piece, but it's kind of hard to do that when these pawns are unable to capture. Maybe we should get the pawns to capture. So we can just add that here. Add a check for whether the pawn can capture an the opponent's a piece belonging to the opponent. I don't have to tell you how pawns captured diagonally, right? That's a lot of code. It's not. It's just like, you know, it's unrolling that code. This code looks somewhat redundant. Can you please refactor it to abstract away? And what is the difference exactly? Like, okay, here's the -1 and the +1. It's written like all this code just to have like a -1 and a +1, right? Refactor to abstract away the small difference between the two copies. There you go. See, it's like you still have to be a programmer to like get it to write nice, you know, readable, succinct code. It's like the instructions built into the Copilot is not telling it to be, you know, like a responsible. It's not telling it to write readable code. It's not telling it to like abstract tiny differences away. Like why isn't this built in, right? So let's look it over. Anything new happening here as far as Rust goes? Position 0 as I8. I don't understand. Why are we as I8 and then as usize? So I8, you know, I can tell you from my C and C++ days, this is I'm guessing this is an 8-bit integer, which is very efficient. That's probably one of the smallest integers you can have, and you know, it's 1 byte, but then usize is also some kind of it's probably unsigned. It's an unsigned value, like a size. You know, a size. Sizes can't be negative. And why do we have I8s and sizes? Well, in chess, the board, you could say, is like 8. It's like a size. The board has a size, but then also in chess, you could move to the left or to the right, and one of those is negative. So, you know, there's some, kind of makes sense. Just a big old conditional here. Noticing, of course, that in Rust we don't have parentheses around the. You know, we don't have parentheses. We don't have an opening parenthesis after the keyword if. That's nice. That's like Swift. It's just cleaner. Again, we got our if let some piece equals. You know, if there's a piece here at. You know, at the target potential capture location, if there's a piece there, and if it's not my color, then we put the possible move there. Yeah. Let's try it. Wait, did the only... Wait, did black just move a bunch of times without white moving at all? Start that again. This looks right. Rook's moving up. We're gonna get a capture here. Oh, there's a capture. Wait. The pawn just moved backwards? How are there 2 pawns? How are 2 pawns over there? I guess someone got captured. Rook. Pawn took. Pawn took, I think. I couldn't tell. I didn't quite catch if there was actually something to take there. Okay, pawn took. I mean, yeah, this looks legit-ish. We could speed this up, see what happens with this silly chess engine. The kings are still there. You know, not clear that this is a valid game, because you're not allowed to, you know, move into check. I don't know that we have, but rook's bouncing around now. The rook's just bouncing around. That's all it has. Only the rook. Team capital letters can only move their rooks now. They don't have any. Oh no, there's a pawn. We just have 2 rooks and 1 pawn. Is that pawn gonna move? What's wrong with that pawn? Why are only the rooks moving? Now the other team lowercase isn't even moving at all. Team uppercase is just moving the rooks. Why are the pawns not moving? That's not good. Oh, it moved. Wow, really? And it moved again. Okay. Capture. Okay. Oh, it took the king. Oh. Okay. All right, probably an invalid game. Definitely an invalid game. I think the king was in check for multiple turns, at least. All right, yeah. Like, subscribe. People only say like and subscribe, but they should say comment too, right? Comment, and what else is there? Like, subscribe, comment, thumbs up, thumbs down. I mean, thumbs up, you know, thumbs up, comment, subscribe, like, share this video, and as always, enjoy. See you in part 4.